Hello, Footy Many watchers, and this is the second episode of the AFL Dreamteam Supercoach review preview vidcast. 2 rounds down now, so this week we're going to have a look at some of the break-even points for some of the players that have been going well, not so well, and also some of the young rookies. So we'll be looking again at the underachievers, the bolters, the rookies, the injuries coming out of the week and how they're sitting, and look at the selections ins and outs for this week, or the key ins and outs. So let's have a look at the underachievers for starters. Firstly, Josh Fraser in the ruck. Pardon my voice, I've got a bit of the flu, but Josh Fraser in the ruck seriously underperformed for Gold Coast last week, and whilst this is only his second game to the break-even point, you can see I have asterisks there as it won't happen next week, it'll only happen after 3 games. But break-even points work at their dollar value. If they get under that break-even point, then their value will drop after 3 games. So you can see Josh Fraser, for instance, this week in Dream Team, to hold his value, he has to get a minimum of 51 points. So, and we go to Drew Petrie. Now, because he coming back from injury, his value is a little bit lower. So you can see his Dream Team break-even points is 33 and his Supercoach is 22. But from what you'd be expecting from him in a normal season, not coming back from injury, he is underperforming, and I think you want a bit more than an average of 60 at the moment in both competitions from Drew Petrie. Tom Hawkins, some people have said this was going to be his breakout year. Well, next week better be his breakout week, because his break-even points are 149 in Dream Team and 154 in Supercoach. So if he gets anything below those two, which I'm almost certain he will, his price will plummet. Same with Barry Hall. He did get subbed, so that's 56.5 as his average in Supercoach. So he's in much the same as the Tom Hawkins situation. His price will also plummet in week 3 unless he has a massive week, which he is playing the Gold Coast, so he could rectify that. So if you've got Barry Hall in your team, may roll the dice to save a trade, as he may kick a few goals this week. Mitch Clark in the ruck, having a disappointing season thus far. Did go off injured in round 1, but as you can see, his scores, he really needs to have a good week this week. Nathan Foley struggling a little bit in his comeback, but will be a guaranteed spot in the Richmond midfield. So it's just a matter with Nathan Foley of looking whether you're not going to take a little short-term price drop after this week, or look at his how his price will gain for a longer period over the season. So that's a 50-50. There's a few options like Patrick Dangerfield and stuff that you could replace him with, but you don't want to burn all your trades this first season, and probably best looking at rookie trades to make sure you get best value out of them on your bench for this week before the price changes. Reece Shaw playing more as a heavy tagger, so not getting much as a footy of halfback, so I doubt he's going to get to those break-even points there of 125 in Dream Team or 111 in Supercoach. So if you've got him, I'd be very concerned and look at trading him out. Reece Palmer, another one who needs massive break-even scores. As I said in previous weeks, he's very much not suited to Supercoach. He's much more suited to Dream Team, but even there, he's struggling to actually get the football at the moment. So, yeah, be looking at trading him out also, because his price will also drop. Dustin Fletcher, looks like he's playing a slightly different role, a little bit less attacking, getting much less of the footy. And you can see in his Supercoach, he needs 167 points in Supercoach to break even, and 99 in Dream Team. So, if you've got Dustin Fletcher in as one of your defenders, he's someone you need to consider. If he's not in your long-term projects and you're not going to put him in there permanently for your forward and happy with 70 points or so a week, if that's the kind of defender you want from him, keep him. But if you wanted those 100-point games, then certainly be looking at trading out Fletcher. Sam Gilbert, much like Hawkins and Hall, needs a monster week. Struggling to get the footy. Has moved back to half back from his previous forward role and still struggling a bit. I think um, generally the St Kilda side is just struggling with a little bit of form at the moment, maybe some fitness. Um, but probably will come good, but it's just a matter of when, and or maybe the Saints are just going to have one of those years where they're a bit off the boil and he never comes good. So um, just keep that in mind. But probably in 2 or 3 weeks, I think the Saints might start coming back to full form. Jordan Lewis, I left him till last because when I looked at his break-even scores, they were like, I actually couldn't believe it. I didn't check his scores last week actually, and I didn't realise he had 2 horrible Dream Team weeks in a row. First one was obviously a poor game, and the second one last week was a substitution off the bench, and he did change the game, but he was a substitute, so that didn't help his Dream Team or Supercoach. So worth considering just with his form at the moment. Trading him out with those break-evens because that price will plummet. I would imagine around about 40,000, maybe $50,000 if he continues on with that average. Pardon me. The bolters, Chris Dawes, you can see here the break-even points, they go in the negative. That means he wouldn't have to score anything this week and his price will still go up. So you can definitely see that he is having an excellent year for the Pies. They've had a couple of relatively easier games for them in the first couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see how they go a little bit more competitive against the Blues this weekend. So we'll see how he goes, but his price was guaranteed to go up and he's in great form. Brent Stanton, much more suited to Dream Team just because of his efficiency with the footy. And you can see that in his averages between Dream Team and Supercoach. And his break-even points, whilst I put him in the bolters, they are relatively high break-even points, but from what I expected from him at the start of the year, which isn't much, he's doing much better than I thought, and I think he'll continue on those averages, so his price will remain about the same as Supercoach, but will definitely go up in Dream Team. Dane Beams, you can see from his break-even points in Dream Team that he's about to go up considerably, I'd say, and Supercoach will stay around about the same. So for Dream Teamers, have a look at Dane Beams for value. Genuine bolter Matt Thomas, you can see from his break-even points that his value will definitely go up after the next game. Clinton Young, again, Dream Team, negative. He's guaranteed to go up unless he gives away 20 free kicks or something, and pretty much the same as Supercoach. Liam Shields having a breakout season by the looks of it, averaging around the 90s, and both his break-even points are negative 30s, so his value will skyrocket after the next game, and same with Matt Suckling. Robbie Warnock, having a breakout year in the ruck. I don't think I could use breakout much too more often than in this vidcast, but yeah, you can see in Supercoach he's negative negative 20 as his break even, and 1 in Dream Team, so his price will go up as well. So he could be a good ruck cash cow if you've got him as your second ruck. So he could in a few weeks his value could be equal to one of the big ones like Sanderlands Rider or Cox, so it might be worth, for stability, if you're not 100% sure, if Robbie Warnock shows signs of dropping form, to just do a sideways trade and just get in someone a little bit who may be deemed a little bit more reliable and over a number of seasons than Robbie Warnock, as he also has had some injury problems in the past. Nathan Fyfe is a player I really like, and his break-even points are a little bit high, but he should easily get those, and he's having another very good year for the Dockers. And Patrick Dangerfield, this is only his second game, so his break-evens really don't count, but keep an eye on him. After round 4 his price will go up, so see how he goes.